Hello lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another story for you, another personal story, and it is about the time I cried over a dog that wasn't even mine. So I live with my boyfriend in a room of a house with a few other people, and so me and him were chilling in our room one day, and we vape, we're hipsters, yeah. So he sometimes when we vape too much, we'll set off the fire alarms because there's like one in every room except for the kitchen, which is really weird, but that's another story. So sometimes when we want to vape like a lot, we'll go outside on the porch and like vape. That way we don't set off the fire alarms because they're really loud and really annoying. And so he goes outside and I'm just chilling in here like playing on my phone. And he comes back in and he's like, I need you to come here. And I was like, okay. So I walk out there and like they're holding the door like to make sure that, you know, things wouldn't get in or out. And I was like, what is going on? So I like creep around and there's this dog. There's like this boxer mix dog that's on the porch. And I was like, where did it come from? And so she was super friendly. She like kept jumping on me and was super excited. She kept running around on the porch and she was like play biting my arm and stuff. And I was just like, oh my god, she's so cute. But she was super dirty. She smelled really bad. And she looked like she hadn't eaten a whole lot in like a really long time. So I came back in here and I grabbed a cup of our dog food and I went back out there and I just poured it on the porch and she like gobbled it up so quickly. And I came back inside and I got her some more food and some water and brought it out there, and like the water was gone in seconds, the food was gone in seconds, and I was like, oh, this poor baby, she needs a good home, she's beloved. She was the cutest dog ever. So me and Brendan like tried calling everybody. We're like, do you want a dog? Do you want a dog? Do you know anybody that wants a dog? And nobody could take the dog or keep the dog until we figured out if it actually belonged to somebody and maybe got away, because that's happened to me before. I actually lost a puppy. She ran away earlier this year, and so I posted everywhere to try to, you know, figure out where she was. So I was like, I don't want anybody to, you know, be missing their baby. We were trying to figure out if anybody could keep her because we have, you know, animals of our own and we didn't want them to get, you know, angry at her. We didn't want her to feel like she needed to try to take over the place or anything like that. So we were trying to see if anybody could like hold on to her for a little while, but nobody could. So our last resort was to take her to a shelter that's down the road from us, and I was like, I really don't want to take this dog to the shelter. And my sister had seen pictures that I posted on Snapchat of the dog, and she was begging me. She said, please keep the dog. And I was like, I can't keep the dog, and mom and dad are not willing to keep the dog, and nobody that we know is willing to keep the dog. And she was like, please, I need you to keep this dog because I love her and I want her. And I was like, I can't do anything. And it hurt my soul. So I bring her inside and I'm trying to give her a bath and she's so dirty. So it's like the bathtub turns like brown and I was like, this is disgusting, but she's gonna feel much better afterwards. So I clean her off and I get all the fleas off of her and I get all the mites off of her, and she starts like making this weird sound, and I was like, oh god, I don't know if she's gonna try to bite me or like what's going on. So I call Brandon in there and I'm like, please just pet her and love her until I can get done with this because I don't want her to try to bite me and I want her to feel comfortable. I finished giving her a bath and we dried her off and we let her run around the house a little bit, try to call a few more people, and still nobody could take this dog. And I was like, as much as it pains me, we're gonna have to take her to the shelter. So we loaded her up into the car and we drove to the shelter, and I loved on her a little bit more. And we scooped her up and carried her inside because we didn't have a leash. We didn't have a leash at that point. Because we've got like a fenced in yard, so we don't need a leash to walk the dogs. We just kind of let them out and they do their business and come back inside. So we didn't have a leash. So we get in there and they're like, do you want a leash for this dog? And I was like, yes, please. So they bring us this little like loop leash, one of those just little generic ones. And we put that on her, and I'm still holding her because she's so adorable and I just want to love on her. And so eventually I have to put her down because she's squirming too much. So she's like running around looking and sniffing and whatever, and we're like talking to the lady like she's a stray dog, she just wandered up on our porch, we don't know what to do. And so they give her a couple of vaccinations and they check her teeth and stuff, and they're like, she's super young, and I was like, I can kind of tell that. But anyway, so we fill out the paperwork and they, take her to the back. And I was like, I almost started crying. I had to like hold my breath so that I wouldn't start crying in front of these people for a dog that I didn't even really know. And so we finished filling out the paperwork and we leave and we go to Kroger, I think. We went somewhere, and while we're sitting there, I was looking at Brennan and I was like, what if the people that get her don't know how to take care of her? Like, everything's falling apart. She's not gonna find a good home. And so Brandon was like, it's gonna be okay. Everything's fine. She's gonna find a good home. Everything's gonna be okay. She's gonna be a good dog. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And it was just really funny and really stupid. But yeah, so I cried over a dog that I didn't even own or know, or, she wandered up on my porch and I only, had her, I guess, for about 2 hours, maybe at that. So yeah, that was the story of how I was a baby because of a dog. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and listening to me. If you're still here, thank you, I love you, you're the best. But leave a like down below if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more stuff like this, then go ahead and subscribe to me. I'm going to try to do more personal stories like this. I'm going to do readings. I'm going to do like fictional readings and stuff. I'm going to try to do challenge videos and whatnot. So until I can get all that done, then here we are. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!